Hey YouTube, Sean with Freedom to Ignite here. Got some pipe related content, and for pipe related content I'd like to show you a couple things. It's going to lay out the topic for this video a little bit. See here, got a 12 gauge shell on the end of a Boswell shot shell pipe. Here we got another one. And occasionally for a pipe tamper I like to use this. There's no primer, it's not going to go off. This is a 30-06 round. Buddy did for me. Normal pipe smoker, thought it'd be a nice little pipe tamper, and it is. And with that, many of you know in the US right now we're going through a bit of a push for gun control. And that makes me sad. Not just because I'm a gun owner, but I'm a freedom lover. And I have a problem when people want to take away freedoms from one another when there's been an act of a psychopath or a small group of people, and therefore they're going to blanket and paint the rest of us with the same brush. Same thing happens to us tobacco smokers. You know, because cigarette smokers, in my opinion, have littered and put the butts out and not been good about cleaning up after themselves. It's one reason, not all. But because some cigarette smokers do that, all of us tobacco smokers are now dirty people. That's just the way it is. You know, and so slowly we lost our right to smoke in different places because the government deemed it inappropriate. California is a perfect example of this. They started with the no smoking bans in bars and restaurants. Now you can't smoke on the public beaches. Found that out the hard way. They're trying to do away with smoking in cars if they haven't already, and in your own home or backyard. Just to show you how a slippery slope of losing rights go. The Second Amendment is very important to this country. It's not about hunting. Hunting is nowhere in the Constitution. Personal defense against others and the government is. If you look at the Third Amendment, it helps explain the military aspect of that. Don't believe me? Feel free to disagree with me. We can disagree in this country because of the First Amendment, which is protected by the Second Amendment and the Third Amendment and blah blah blah. So, those of you who are gun owners, I recommend checking out Nuttin Fancy's video below and Hickok45. They talk about a march on Washington this Saturday. Even if you're not a gun owner, if you're just a freedom lover, who are afraid that the loss of right to defend ourselves is a dangerous one, you know, the loss of freedom to choose if you want a 16-ounce beverage or a 20-ounce sugar beverage in the state of New York, whether I want to have salt because it's delicious, or if I don't, if I want to have the freedom to have saturated fats or not. All personal rights that have been lost because too many people, good people, have sat around and done nothing. How many rights are you going to continue to lose that are important to you before you stand up and say, no more? I'm not calling for violence. I don't want violence. I know there's a lot of crackpots out there, you know, calling for violence. No, guys, be peaceful about things. We're pipe smokers, for goodness sakes. You know, we're known for peaceful, have a conversation. But, you know, I've got no problem with, you know, one of the other things I find hypocritic right now is people want the right for gay marriage because it's all about equality, or they want the right to smoke weed. I don't care. Smoke weed. Marry your lover, regardless of sex. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't affect me. But at the same point, while I'm working to give you more rights, don't work to take away mine. They are not rights given to us by our government. They're given to us by our Creator. That's what the Constitution says. So do us all a favor. Stand up for rights. Work to give more people rights. It's a long, slow battle. Yes, there's an issue of violence in this country. A gun is not a violent thing. Just like this pipe doesn't smoke itself without me putting tobacco in it and lighting it. Guns do not fire themselves. Somebody did something inappropriate and dangerous, causing them to go off. If it injured somebody, it was intentional. So check out those two resources, and I hope I see some of you guys or see some of your videos on Saturday where you do go stand up for freedom. Regardless of if this is a freedom that you enjoy personally, exercise or not. Stand up for freedom. It's all it's cracked up to be. Talk to somebody who hasn't had it. So on this somber story, more serious of my videos, I'll let you go. But think about it. What freedoms are important to you? Thanks, guys.